Anyways, what's up, guy?
What's up?
Mop here, and
Yeah.
QWERTY once again, who's filming because
Yes,
my computer hates me.
it
I
does. It
hate
has a very
it.
personal grudge.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what happened now? We just went to the moon.
Yeah.
It was
We
so
just went to
cool.
age 5, and because we went to age 5, you know what that means?
Uh,
A bunch more stuff became possible.
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And we're gonna start with the most important thing, bread.
Okay, give me a second. I can't see it. Well, I guess it
It's
doesn't
it's
matter
it's in
because you're
here.
filming.
Big bread,
Well, I just froze immediately because
of course.
what are you talking about? There's you're just starting with the bread right here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because it's important. It's the most important thing.
That
Hey, would you look at this? There's a willing.
that I'm so fascinated. It's laggy. I keep missing it.
There's a willing volunteer here who wants to demonstrate the new addition to the Holy Church of Bread.
That why would you make it wear that?
Because I need him to stay still. Anyway, he won't suffer for long. Don't worry,
Okay.
this is one of the lucky ones. Anyway,
Okay.
I am a very nice person.
Okay. With that out of
Next,
the way, what's next?
it's a
Wait, what?
twofer.
It's a what thing?
A twofer.
Okay.
So we got emeralds and diamonds. These are
And
things that
it
we
was
have
a
now.
feather.
And a feather, yes.
Wait, diamonds!
Yeah, we have diamonds
I
now.
got diamonds?
We have
I'm
diamonds
on
and emeralds and a reliable way of obtaining both of them.
how?
Well, for the reliable way to obtain diamonds, I'll cover that in a bit. But for the feathers, we're gonna need to go to my old assistant over in the light tower.
Okay. So
So,
that's the guy
this
we
guy,
saved.
yeah, the
Oh
guy,
no,
one of
no,
the
that's
first guys, I think from the original village, right? Who was my special assistant.
oh. Oh no, I was talking about the zombie villager, but no, yeah, I think he's still in the
No,
village.
yeah, these are
He's
like
alright.
two of the OGs. They were the only ones who survived the original because they were standing on top of the tower. So I brought him over here. This
Yes.
guy gives emeralds in exchange for cooked fish, apples, beetroot, feathers, seeds, and poisoned potatoes, and also a couple other things we don't care about, like beef and stuff. But basically, we had a ridiculous number of feathers, and now we can convert that into emeralds. So we're not gonna need to worry about emeralds anytime soon.
Okay. How'd you refresh them? Is it just
You have to trade
after-
something else. Which we have plenty of apples, so I could go and trade some apples if we needed more, and then bring feathers and like feathers and apples. So we can't trade just feathers, but if we have feathers and one of the other things that's listed here, like the seeds or the plant that we will not name and apples, then you know.
Yeah. Well, hey, that finally they'll have a goddamn use for once.
Well, no, they're very useful. They've been great moral support throughout all of Astral Sorcery.
Oh no, no, no! I was talking about the beetroot seeds.
Oh, the beetroots. Yeah, that's true.
No, no, no! I mean, those guys are very.
I mean,
useful.
apples are probably easier to harvest anyway, unless maybe there's an easier way to automate beetroot farming, but the feathers, those will definitely be useful now.
Yes, finally, we have a we had a bunch of those.
I know, right? Yeah, so the diamond I'll get to, it actually relates to this next thing. Can you think of it?
Well, let me get
Yeah.
there in about a gajillion years. Where's Star Tower? So many
Did you try to
stars.
go over here manual? Oh, I see, you're flying through the... Right. It is pretty close, so if you have a journey map, it's totally reasonable to just fly between the towers manually.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to.
The two towers, that was my favorite Harry Potter game.
Oh, it's so far down. Why is it so far down?
Because the light tower had to be at, well, actually, no, I guess the dark tower is at the same height as the light tower. Oh, that's why. It's down low because I think these are the only gateways that are physically in the same space, and it tries to put the star in the same direction as the real one, which since they're at the same height, that means that it's better. horizontal. Anyway, next, Mob Imprisonment Tool.
Yay, we finally got one of those.
Well, yeah, about that. Look at the stage.
Industrial foregoing?
No, below that, the stage that we unlocked it at.
How would I know? I just see the Mob Imprisonment Tool, that's all.
Oh, it doesn't show you the stage?
No, yeah, what?
Stage 4.
So we had that.
We could have made this at any point in stage 4 instead of doing all of Abyssal Craft to get that cage. Yes.
Why? Why would that ever be? Why?
I don't know. I didn't even think to check that we might have had it unlocked, and we did. Anyway, this is related to something specific. I have made a certain something in the basement.
Oh boy, another thing in the basement. Boy,
It's
I
actually
can't wait.
below that.
What? Okay, fine. I'll just go over there and let me see. Oh, what? Oh. What is? Are those?
Yes.
Why?
Because we need the experience. You remember how almost every time we end up making an auto farm that'll just farm any drops?
Yeah, every single time.
Well, I finally made half of one. I haven't actually installed the mob duplicator, but I do have it built. Basically, that's what the cardboard boxes are for. So the deal with these cardboard boxes, and I'll demonstrate on... well, actually here, I need to replace one of these anyway. But this tool here is a spawner seeker, which I have enchanted with mending, and you can use it to track down spawners. In this case, I mostly searched the nether, because those big ghast statues have 8 ghast spawners in them. So, what these boxes do is they let you package blocks and pop them down wherever you want. So in this case, I put some spawners in this room. Oh, that's a blaze?
No, but what's the point of that? Why not just carry the block itself?
Because we have to transfer through dimensions, and also this is much faster. Plus, I don't think you can pick these up. Oh, you can. Well, anyway, it's faster to do this when you're flying through dimensions and stuff. Plus, then you can gather a whole bunch of them and bring them all over at once, which is pretty convenient. Especially when, you know... Oh, and also, if you have experience, this thing converts experience into mob essence. We don't have anything that uses mob essence yet, but... If we get one, then... You know...
Well, wait. Can I see how much mob essence we have?
Yes, that's actually, I believe, the next thing on the agenda.
No, wow, really? Go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. This one's yours. The wireless crafting grid.
Yeah, hold on. I need to put stuff away in my advanced storage robot. Qwerty, it's not working.
Oh, it still works. It's just one way now.
My advanced storage robot doesn't work anymore. Why is that?
We have a new storage system. It's the wireless crafting grid. Oh, it doesn't work? No, this is... Well,
yeah.
Let me reconnect this for you. Because we do actually still have a use for these, but...
Perfect. Wow,
okay.
Look. And what's the difference? Wow, this is like completely the same.
I reconnected this for you.
Okay. Why would I need that anymore?
Because that's actually... It still acts as a one-way input into the main storage system, which is this new refined storage. But there's a particular point of interest. If you search for... Actually, let me just go ahead and empty these buckets into this first. So if you search in that storage system for fluid, you get the wireless fluid grid.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And if you take that out, then you can right-click with it and see how many fluids we have in our storage system, because our storage system now supports fluids.
Yeah. What, do I just take it?
Well, if you click it, then you take out a bucket of it, but it's also good to just, like...
Just the wireless fluid grid? It doesn't...
Oh, no, you take the wireless fluid grid out and then right-click with it on your hotbar.
Okay, give me a second. I've got it right here. Let me see what it... Let's see what it goes. Okay, just go down here. Where's the duder? The duder's over here, so I just right-click on this?
What? Oh, no, it's already linked. Also, where are you?
Oh, you just right click.
Yeah, you just right-click anywhere. It's remote access to all of
Wow,
your
that's a
fluids.
lot of steam.
Anywhere that has Wi-Fi, which that is the restriction of these new crafting grids, is basically you need to be near one of these wireless transmitters, which I'm calling Wi-Fi, because why not?
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That doesn't make
So
sense.
we have a bunch of these scattered around our village.
Oh yeah, that little thingy.
Yeah, this thing is also Wi-Fi, and I also ran a cable up to the roof, and we have Wi-Fi up there too, because I figured we'll probably want storage access from our gateway system.
So did you put any other stuff around here?
Yes, actually. Let's go through it, starting over here, actually, in Detroit. There's actually a lot of stuff that's connected to this. This is pretty much what I spent the majority of the time doing. First off, you'll notice there's no tanks anymore. I redid Detroit. It's now much nicer.
Wow. So you gentrified Detroit. Okay.
Yes, I successfully gentrified Detroit. I mean, it's still kind of industrial, but like it's nicer. And the main thing is over here. These things are detectors that detect any of the 5 main outputs, fluid outputs we wanted from Detroit.
Okay.
Which is lubricant, kerosene, rocket fuel, gasoline, and molten plastic.
Okay.
Although molten plastic is actually generated in the basement over there, but that's not relevant. So it'll only mine for oil if we are below, I believe it's 1 million millibuckets of any of these, which is about 1,000 buckets. I can always increase it, but I just decided that was a good place to arbitrarily draw the line.
Yeah.
So if we use enough of these resources to bring it below that point, the oil system, aka Detroit, will automatically activate. Which in turn, these systems, instead of the messy tangle of pipes, automatically feed the materials needed into the distillation towers. Which in theory, I could probably just replace this with 1 distillation tower if I really wanted to. But I don't really want to. And also the refinery here to make rocket fuel. And over here, we have the same thing going on with oxygen, which is important because this means we can transport our oxygen into the other worlds, like the moon, for instance.
We transport oxygen
between dimensions.
Wait, so you're saying we're using Wi-Fi to...
We are using Wi-Fi to send oxygen to the moon, yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense in context, don't worry about it. These blocks, since they're Galacticraft, have this weird perk where they always use power even if they're not on, so I actually had to hook it up to a redstone breaker to get it to work properly.
No, that's strange. Why is...
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I had to do the same thing in the Galacticraft level in the Dark Tower. I think I showed that to you previously, right?
I don't remember. Hold on.
I'll show you again at any rate. Picking berries?
Yeah, I'm also growing more of these berry boys.
Ah, yes. I do have Wi-Fi in Detroit, by the way, so if you're in the berry farm and you want to drop stuff into the items... Yeah, let's go to the next stop in our tour of the new storage system. This is another place we have it. In the basement of the pub.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, we have a bunch of, like, fluid here, so... I went ahead and threw up a wireless transmitter because I already
Holy, that's a lot of apple cider.
Yeah, so now we no longer have to worry about our fluids overflowing because it'll just go into the storage system, which, as we'll see in a second, our storage system is a little bit OP. Yeah, so the last thing that's part of this system is actually the main body down here.
Okay.
And the main reason for using this system, other than the incredibly... Actually, here, let me show you just how overpowered our storage system is. Look at this disk drive and look at how full it is. Bearing in mind, most of this is fluids. If I take out the fluid disk, we're less than 1% full on items.
What? Oh god. Oh, 1% full.
So the deal with this is, the progression is broken. There's supposed to be these, I don't know if you remember when we had ME systems in the past, but we started with these little small drives that couldn't hold much and we had to gradually upgrade them using a ton of resources.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Here, it's really easy to make these essentially infinite disk drives that will store more than any other potential disk drive. It's actually easier to make that than to make the tiny disk drives.
Wow.
Yeah, they did
But
not balance that at all.
well, they sort of balanced it by making it hard to access, making it
Yeah, I guess you
harder
do
to
have to get to
access.
stage 5 to unlock that. Like, maybe
Well,
if you're doing
what?
storage in stage 4, but like in
Well,
stage
no.
5,
Is there any way to increase the range? Because we don't need a lot of.
there's no way to increase the range now.
Oh man, not like last time they had
No,
me.
no, you can't increase the range. You'll have to like add extra things. But one last thing to cover here. It actually, I'm not going to bother going over all of the new Steam system. Like, I'm sure you get the gist by now. I hooked it up to the ME system instead of having tanks everywhere. Like, duh. We don't have fluid pipes basically anywhere anymore. But the water system, you remember there was a big, complicated water system over here. It's been removed. And
it's in the
replaced.
transmitter, yeah, whatever.
It's been replaced with this.
Where did he go?
Over by the steam generator.
Ah, cool.
This was just the best place to put it. This little thing with only, well, actually no speed upgrades at all, which I currently have it capped, so it only produces water when we need it, but this little thing produces basically as much water as we will ever need. It's just...
From where?
From this little tiny pool of water down there. It's an electric pump from Mechanism.
Oh yeah,
And it is more efficient than the entire giant janky setup we had before.
Wow.
Yeah?
I was just wondering, have you figured out a name for our remnant?
Oh no, I have not. I can't think of anything properly Lovecraftian.
Does it need to be...
I mean,
it should be.
Bob.
Nah, that's a bit too boring. This guy is a remnant. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, so what bugs me is this guy sells Hastur coins, when Hastur is clearly not the superior Lovecraftian deity.
He is if you're into traps.
We all know who the superior Lovecraftian deity is, and it's not Hastur. Although Hastur is fine.
I mean, yeah, Hastur's fine in a pen.
We should really find someone who sells Nyarlathotep coins, though. Even though we already have them, and have absolutely no use for them. It's the principle.
What are you talking about? Those are our coins now. That's our currency.
Yes, for us to trade amongst ourselves.
Well, and the villagers, potentially. Well, I don't think we actually can, but we'll make sure they use it.
Yes.
They have to use it.
They do. They are required legally to use it.
By law to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Next one's really quick. Wool.
Yeah.
You remember that this stuff, it was way easier to make wool from this stuff than from sheep.
Yes, because you need a bunch of, like, an ungodly amount of sugar cane.
Yes, well, if you'll come down here...
Oh yeah, didn't I see?
Yes.
Oh.
We have a basic Ovis Ader farm now.
Perfect! Oh yeah, I made one. Oh. Yeah, did you see the impromptu one I made?
Yeah, I actually stole these from that one.
Oh, okay, good.
I just shoved them in here. It's just got a basic animal rancher, and as a side effect, it actually gets... I'm just gonna take out this wireless fluid grid. Oh right, I need to go where there's Wi-Fi. Oh wait, no, not wildberry juice. Ah, here we go. I do not recommend drinking this.
Why is it... Oh! Why is it red?
It also burns you if you place it on the ground.
Where? Why is it red?
I do not know. I thought it was blood at first, but no. It's apparently this system automatically milks them. So anyway, yeah, you just throw the Ovis Ader wool into the smelting factory and turn it into wool. And now we have a ridiculous amount of wool, which is good, for reasons that I will get into in a second.
Okay, so what's next?
Next, yes, steam bucket. That's to do with power, actually. So the deal with the steam generator. Previously, it was running pretty much all the time because of the power draw. I learned something in single player. I spent a couple hours just playing around in single player, testing like transfer rates between different mods and the exact Steam input, because we were really running out on Steam, and that was making us run really low on power.
Yeah, I can't have that.
And I figured out the ideal rate to feed steam in, because here's the thing. The steam generator will use 1,000 millibuckets of steam per second if you leave it to its own devices.
Okay.
It generates power based on how much steam it uses, right? Makes sense. You feed less than 1,000 millibuckets of steam in, it'll generate less than that amount of power, which I think is about
obviously.
50 kilo redstone flux per tick. You can only actually draw up to 24 redstone flux per tick out of the steam generator.
Okay.
It's designed in such a way that there's 6 power outputs, and each has an absolute limit of 4,000 redstone flux per tick.
Okay, that's just... You're just throwing numbers and words at me.
Okay, basically, steam generator can generate 50 redstone flux per tick and will happily consume enough steam to do this.
Okay,
It
fine.
can only output 24.
That's not efficient.
It is not. It is a terrible, terrible design. So what I did was, which actually this ties into something else, I hooked these up through aluminum wire, which it turns out can hold, like, transfer infinite power.
Cool.
Like, there's a whole bunch of different wires and cables, and some really expensive ones and some cheap ones. And aluminum wire, one of the cheapest, transfers power basically the most efficiently out of any of them. The only limit is how quickly things can take in power.
Oh,
So I transferred that into the ultimate energy cube down here.
That is the ultimate energy
It's
cube.
a big old tank of energy. And now I have the steam generator set to only run if this energy cube goes below a certain amount. And it only runs for a very short period, just enough to top it up, and then turns off again. So because of that, it's way more efficient now, and that's why we have such a ridiculous amount of steam in the system.
Yeah, that was a lot of steam I saw. Like,
in addition, I'm gonna start replacing some of these high voltage cables with these aluminum wires. It turns out these high voltage cables can't actually transfer that much power, like compared to what we need for ore processing and stuff. And also the connectors can transfer even less. So basically, before we were limited to only 4,000 flux or whatever, like 4,000 units of power per tick. But now, because there's 6 of these feeding into this wire, we have, in theory, 6 times as many. I think this wire might only be able to hold 4 times as many, but the point is we have more power now, even though we're using a lot less steam.
wow.
And we're gonna have way more once I replace the aluminum wires, basically.
Perfect. Wait, why'd you need to replace them? I thought you said they were the most
Not
efficient.
replace them, replace everything with them.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
I might keep some of these wire relays around for small, medium voltage stuff, like the flux compressor that just doesn't need that much power, because, you know, we don't need to run a wire over here if it's not requiring much power. But I am going to try to hook it up to most of our big industrial power-hungry stuff at least.
Okay. Wow, that amazing stuff, qwerty. Amazing stuff as always. I understood like 10% of that.
Basically,
so
more
well done.
power good.
Okay, perfect. That's all I need. What's? It's a Game Boy.
That's not a Game Boy.
Ah,
It's a personal
cool.
shrinking device.
Cool. I want to play the game. Oh, I hate this game. It just talks about compact machines, tunnels, redstone tunnels, and miniaturization crafting.
You are
Ew.
not the Game Boy.
Oh,
It's,
I am the Game Boy. Where is
I
my
made
Game
that
Boy? I
because
am
we
the
have
Game
this,
Boy.
this fancy new crafting doohickey.
Did you go down to the
I
basement?
went down to the basement.
Yeah, you did.
That's all.
Okay.
That was the bit. Right here.
What is this? I need to get it first. I'm lagging again, and I'm so fast. I keep missing. Ah, it definitely
Maybe you
looks
have
cool
a
in
little
here.
too
Oh.
much speed. So,
No, it's not too much speed. It's just the lag. It's really
I see.
bad.
So previously, to make one of these, it was this massive process that had to be in an elite crafting table and whatever, and this is a required block for basically any kind of industrial foregoing machine, including the mob duplicator, the rancher, all that stuff. But now, just throw a couple blocks here, and it's a much cheaper crafting recipe than the other one. And poof, you get a machine block.
Perfect. Hey, give me that Game Boy for a second.
Yeah, sure. Here.
Cool. Just wanna check it out.
So
Okay.
another thing that this mod can do is make these sort of pocket dimension mini machine things. So you could basically compress a big machine, like say the crusher over there, or the arc furnace, or one of those things, and put it in its own little pocket dimension stored within a single block, and then you just put that single block in the tech area and run power through it and supplies and stuff.
JEI to.
Just enough items.
Okay, okay. That's just okay.
Yeah.
So, what's it called? Okay, compact machine. Okay, let's see what.
Yeah, the compact machines.
Okay. Ah, cool.
Yeah, so I
can't-
haven't made any of those yet, but in theory we could make those, and it would be helpful.
Solid compact machine wall. Those.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
that's the wall, like when you're inside the machine.
Oh, okay, okay. So this the
Because the way it works
black
lore-wise
iron.
is that the Game Boy shrinks you down and sticks you inside, but the way it works in-game is it's actually a separate dimension, and it transports you to the other dimension.
No,
So
okay.
I'm thinking I
That's
might
what
use that on some of these like bigger machines, the modular machines, or maybe the arc furnace or whatever, to shrink it down and kind of tidy up this tech area.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Well, will it still be working?
It'll still work. Should, because like, the whole point is for you to do that. Like, that's the whole compact machine thing is specifically designed so that you can take these big machines and turn them into small machines. I'll do some testing in single player just to double check before I go and commit to anything, but in theory, once using that, it should make these a little smaller.
Oh, we need. I want to make more black iron. Make me more black iron.
Okay, yeah, I can make more black iron later. I don't have an automated thing for black iron yet, but I'm working on it.
Okay, well, do we still have that? And does it still work? The thingy.
What? Like crafting?
The alloy. The alloy thing.
Oh yeah, black iron. Best way to make that is still the arc furnace.
Oh, still the arc furnace. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me double check.
Is this the arc? That's
yeah, that's the arc furnace, the big arc furnace looking thing. Yeah. So even though we actually have better ways to process ores now, this is still the best way to make.
Wait, I can't. What's going on? Why can't I?
Well, what are you trying to make again? Black iron.
Black iron. Yes. Oh wait, hold on. Does it need to be?
The.
Oh, it needs to be crushed black quartz. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Just crush some black quartz and.
There. I crushed the black quartz. Are you proud of me, Dad?
I'm proud of you, son.
Thank you. Wait a minute. You're not my real dad.
Yes, I am.
My real dad was never proud of me.
Ah, yes, of course.
Okay, so is 32 enough? What GP? Well, let me see.
It should be. I got what? 8 times 3 is like.
Yeah, this should be.
That should be fun. What's the catalyst for this one? I don't remember.
I think it's the same thing.
Oh, redstone? You have to throw it on top. No, it's not that. Compact. It's a tiny compact. Oh, it's an ender pearl.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I went ender harvesting recently.
Perfect. Yes, yes, a tiny little room just for me. I get a hiding here.
And then I'm gonna steal it and place you on Mars.
I don't think it works like that. I think you just pop out where it last was. Cool. Okay, mine.
I'm just not gonna question how these blocks went missing. There we go.
Okay, I'll put that like right there.
Where are you putting it? Oh god. Oh man, the lag spike when you place that, it had to generate a whole dimension.
No, I forgot about that.
Where did you put it?
Don't worry about it. Now I'm in here. Well, yeah, not exactly, not just yet.
I imagine it's pretty small.
Don't worry. It's pretty cool. I think I'm still loading. broke the game. Oh no, I cannot go in there. It was not my time.
Yeah, I mean, you do have to generate an entire dimension, even if it's a really, really small one. Oh, there it is.
No, no.
Oh, hey, it says your name on it. I'm just gonna grab that.
Ah, no. Wait, where are you taking me? Hey,
And I'm gonna
where are
put
you
it
going?
right here.
I don't know where it is. I'm still loading.
I think I'm gonna make myself one of these personal shrinking devices too, so I can join you.
Well, I'm still
And
loading.
now I'm loading too. We're loading buddies.
Wait, really? You made one that quickly?
Yeah, I mean, we already had all the supplies, so I just had the crafting grid, and wow, it is tiny in here. I just had to open up the crafting grid.
How did you load up so more quickly than me? No, don't. Okay. Well, welcome to my humble abode.
Very humble.
And very abode.
Man,
Here,
we need some furniture in here. Like, okay, maybe if you throw up a poster on that wall.
Oh, we can't.
Here, and then a lamp. I think a lamp right here would be good.
Now let's see what name I should give that render.
Yeah, really, that guy deserves a good name. We already have a Bob.
Ah, come on! I can't even name a thing without it freezing on me.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, we could have upgraded from a tiny to a small with only the addition of a block of iron. But I guess it's fine that it's really tiny.
Okay, I did it.
I just with a name.
Yeah.
Shall we name him?
I will name him. Give me a second as I.
Oh, this is very important. This was a block of dirt before. I made it a block of marble bricks to match the stairs. That is all.
Wait, what was a block of dirt before?
Right here, this block.
Oh yeah, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
It's like a whole new village.
Honestly, yeah. We should have saved that for the next episode. Oh come on! No, I wanna. And it froze again. Come on!
I mean, those fire poles are pretty powerful.
Okay, and here's your new name. What? Oh, here. There you go.
Ah, yes. A fitting name.
Ylathatop.
Perfect.
Ylathatop.
I assume the Y is silent.
Ylathatop.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to
Lathatop.
It's a good name for a remnant.
Lathatop. That's it. Lathatop.
Lathatop, yes.
Lathatop. Lathatop. Yeah, Lathatop.
Lathatop.
What? Don't worry. I got it. Oh, whew, that was close. Nothing. Because you weren't there, you'll never know what happened.
Okay. Anyway, Wi-Fi setup. Should we move on to the last couple items?
Just give me one more second. God. Okay. And okay, let's go.
Alright, so second.
I wonder what happened to Hala. The last time I saw him, he was like in the.
Well, do you want to try to bring him back from the dead later? We can do that with Abyssal Craft.
Yeah, maybe later.
I don't think he's dead though. Yeah, let's just do some necromancy later.
Why do we have a bighorn sheep in here?
So I had a theory that maybe they forgot to make the bighorn sheep only drop fleece instead of wool, so I used one of our transformation powder on a sheep, but it turns out it still just drops fleece, so.
What is this?
Don't worry about it.
Why do you have a tombstone for me already?
I'm not very optimistic, okay?
I just... but I... Okay, fine. Where's your tombstone?
I don't need one yet.
But I do?
Yes.
Fair. Okay, so what's next?
Osmium. I actually already took it out. It's Osmium.
Okay,
Osmium, the night slime is relevant too. So I'll take the night slime out too, because they're both kind of relevant. For the record, the night slime is made in Tinker's Construct. It's like this weird thing where you have to mix like dyes with things in a mixer, and then you have to mix it with iron and seared bricks, and it's this complicated process. But anyway, it doesn't really matter how it was made. What matters is that it was made.
What matters is the plan.
The flan. It's all according to the flan.
Okay, so we're going down here.
So the night slime is actually easier to show off. If you look in this elite crafting table, which I had to make 3 of these, because these wireless crafting grids require like elite craft. Well, anyway, we have a bunch of. So there's this thing called the Ultimate Ingot, and the Ultimate Ingot unlocks the hidden extra age, the creative age, and the creative age is broken.
Pig iron ingot.
Take, for instance, the creative fluid tank. Now,
what do you
think a creative fluid tank would do?
I think the creative fluid tank would hold an infinite amount of any fluid.
Exactly. Basically, the creative fluid tank, you put 1 bucket of any fluid in there, and then it can produce as much of that fluid as you want for as long as you want, and you can then later craft it to remove that bucket and put something else in there. You know what's a fluid? All the metals.
Jesus.
So basically, once we have a single one of those, we can just duplicate any kind of metal that can be turned into a liquid, which is most kinds of metal. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Especially some of these harder to make ones. But it's going to be a process to craft it. The first step is to make the ultimate ingot. So what I have in here are all of the ingots that are not based in mystical agriculture.
Oh, wow, there's gonna be like 13 of them that are?
Yeah, there's actually 3 open spots.
8, 9, 10, 11. 11.
There's 8. There's 8 that are mystical agriculture.
Okay. Wait, why is there gunpowder in here? That's not it.
Well, because for some reason it required this thing. It could be either like any kind of explosive, I think. Which gunpowder was just the cheapest one. There's a bunch of other things you can use, but yeah. So the problem with this is it requires mystical agriculture, which I didn't... I figured going into making all of these ingots that mystical agriculture would be really accessible and easy to do. It's not. You don't get mystical agriculture until you fly all the way out to Uranus. Because as we know, humans only invented agriculture until after they had explored the outer solar system.
Yep.
That's just...
logical. Oh, I see it. Yeah, base essence, inferium, prudentium, intermedium, superium.
I was looking into mystical agriculture a little. It is pretty helpful. You can basically turn materials like ores into plants and farm them. And I mean, I guess it's cool, kind of slow, but you know, whatever.
Hold on. So you need to do this multiple times for the ultimate ingot.
Yeah, we need to do basically all of the mystical agriculture stuff to get the...
Oh boy.
It's not easy.
Well, let's go to Uranus, because apparently we need seeds that only grow on Uranus.
Seriously, there's a special ore that's only found there, which you have to craft into the prudentium, which is what you use to make all of the seeds in that mod. It's kind of ridiculous. And last but not least, the Osmium Ingot. We actually already got pretty close to this earlier, but it's this mechanism or assembly line over here.
Usually crystal, diamond, and cerium with prosperity
shards.
shard.
We have some corallium ore. I'm actually going to throw this in the crook.
What do we need from the Uranus again?
I don't remember what exactly it is.
Prosperity shards?
I think prosperity shards require, like, Uranus ore or something. It's weird. But more importantly, the reason you can tell is if you look in the advancement thing, the thing that tells you how to make Imperium Essence is found after you go to Saturn. Like and at the same time as when you go to Neptune, and like, yeah, it's up there. I think it's. Wait, hang on. What is it again? It's inferium essence.
Yeah, we need Jupiter tin ore, Neptune zinc ore.
Oh, okay. Never mind. It's not Uranus. It's Neptune.
Galgador.
Actually, we can just use Saturn ore in the atomic reconstructor. Yeah, like you can make inferium using. It says you can make it with nether inferium ore and inferium ore and regular, but I'm pretty sure those have actually been removed from World Gem.
Sure, because it says it should be there. It should be in the nether and the end.
Yeah, but it isn't. You see, I checked. I actually went into a single-player world with Mineralis, and I grabbed the ore, like the nether ore, the end ore, whatever, and I flew around in all of them, and I couldn't find a single one. So I think they intentionally removed it so that we're not able to use mystical agriculture until after we go to Neptune.
God. Oh yeah, well I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, we gotta like assemble things from 3 different outer planets. It's ridiculous.
Doesn't even make any sense either.
It really doesn't. But oh well, I guess it kind of makes a little bit of sense because we need those ores for the ultimate ingot. And once we get the ultimate ingot, things get broken real quick.
No, I think not. I will check the end. The ends of the earth.
I'm looking at the crafting recipe for the creative storage tank. It requires, a couple sponges, a little bit of solid lava, 8 ultimate catalysts, a paperclip singularity for some reason. That's weird. Why would this require 10,000 paperclips?
I mean, what else would hold it together?
A couple of creative unused items, which I'm pretty sure we get. Oh, I mean, we can't even see what those are yet. Sure, there is a way. A couple of theoretical infinite water sources. A couple regular infinite water sources, which actually, those are pretty craftable as soon as we have the atomic reconstructor. So I think the atomic reconstructor might be my next project after expanding the space program. Anyway, there's only one last thing in the agenda chest, and that's osmium because new ore processing system.
New ore processing system.
And I have a bunch of iron ore that I prepared earlier in order to demonstrate it. It's in the basement. It's always in the basement.
Okay, give me a second.
The deal with Mechanism is it actually has 5 tiers of ore processing. Starting at tier 0 and going to tier 4, each of which adds more ore duplication. Up until now, at the very beginning we were at tier 0 because we were only able to get 1 dust per ore. Once we got the crusher, we were at tier 2, or tier 1. And this system over here is tier 2. But tiers 3 and 4 get really complicated. Like, really complicated. I think I sent you a flow chart of just how complicated it gets.
Oh yeah, I've seen that
but
flow
luckily,
chart.
Most of that flow chart is based on producing things that once we have an unlimited tank, we'll be able to just make infinitely. But who even knows how long that'll be, so for the time being, yeah. If we want that system, we're gonna need a really complicated and big and power-hungry system. But in the meantime, this tier 2 system works pretty well, because it gives us 3 iron per ore, which is 1 more than our previous system. And it's also really fast. So, I throw the iron ore into this obsidian chest, from which it goes into a purifying factory that turns it into 3 iron clumps. Now, the purifying factory actually requires oxygen to run, which is obtained from this electrolytic separator here. And in fact, that is the current threshold. Because I have a bunch of speed upgrades in this thing, it slows down a bunch once it runs out of oxygen. So that's unfortunate. It happens. I'm gonna need more electrolytic separators for that to work properly. Maybe more power into this system. It's just a power system, ultimately. Our power isn't enough. Like, we have enough power, but we can't get it to the things. Anyway. So the electrolytic separator also creates the plastic, which is required for machine blocks. So it sends basically oxygen and hydrogen. The oxygen goes into the ore processing system. The hydrogen goes into a pressurized reaction chamber with basically, I've been using ground up rotten flesh, just any kind of biomass will work.
Perfect.
You can use saplings too.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. So that turns that into ethylene, which goes into this rotary condensator. Anyway, it turns into liquid ethylene. And it goes down here, where it combines with PRC, which I believe is the output of this, and it turns into these little HDPL things, which we can later throw into the thing and make plastic. It's just another way of making plastic. As far as I know, we only use it for the machine blocks right now, but whatever. Anyhoozle, from the Purifying Factory, it goes into the Elite Crushing Factory, which is also pretty darn fast, because it multitasks, and I also decked these out with a whole bunch of speed upgrades. Although not all the speed upgrades, because of our power issues.
Yeah, okay.
And this is the point at which our old system would be, where you would just put iron in and it would convert it into 2 dust. But in this case, we get that goes to the Enriching Factory.
Okay. And then what does it do here?
It isn't working for some reason. Did I mess up? This should be cleaning it off. Yeah, Enriching Factory, that should be...
It's not doing anything. Qwerty. What have you done? Well, let's see. What's the difference between...
Yeah, I mean, it worked in the enrichment chamber, and maybe this just doesn't work in the enriching factory. But no, it says it should work in the enriching factory. Why isn't it working? Oh, do I? Oh, I had it disabled. I disabled this earlier. Of course. Because, remember, we...
Oh, yeah, that's right. You just told me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I disabled it because it was gonna convert the quartz, because I was using the crushing factory on the quartz.
Yeah, okay. Well, cool.
Now I
Okay,
have
there
a bunch
we
of
go.
dirty iron dust that I'm not... Well, actually, no, I can get rid of it if I click fast enough. There we go. Anyway, from there it goes into the Elite Smelting Factory, which is actually way faster than the arc furnace, and as far as I can tell, uses less power. So that's good. And then from there it goes into our system. It's all nice and streamlined.
Perfect.
And of course, since that's running, our steam engine is working overtime a little bit. And by overtime, I mean it's pulsing slightly more often, because it turns out this thing can make way more power than we need. But it's entirely limited by this stupid... This single cable here limits how much power we can get in our whole system. It's ridiculous.
And it has to stay there, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, I can move... now that we made the wool farm, this was really my real reason for making the wool farm. We can get a whole bunch more of these aluminum wires. So I'm going to make a bunch of these, and I'm going to run aluminum wires over to all of our power-heavy stuff, and that should resolve our problems, because those can pull unlimited power. Unlimited power. Anyway.
Unlimited power.
Unlimited power. Master of power.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and with that...
That is everything except for the final thing.
And I see... Huh, what is this, Qwerty?
Well, you see, I upgraded our Galacticraft stuff. It's free.
Perfect.
And we're going to need to go up to the mission control level to do this properly. Which has Wi-Fi, by the way.
Ooh, hey, look at this! It's finally actually
Yes.
something now.
Yes, it is. And also
Open that up a bit.
our
Okay.
Tier 1 rocket is in the item frame, because this thing's useless to us now. It's only good for going to the moon, and we already did that.
Cool. Wait, then what are we doing now?
Well, we have to make a Tier 2 rocket, but the instructions to make a Tier 2 rocket are on the moon. So it's time to suit up.
Okay, I think I can...
Oh, wow, what'd you do there?
Did I do it?
You
I
shift
froze.
right-click and it just swaps
Yeah.
your item. That's cool.
Yep. Yeah. Isn't it cool? Isn't it cool? It's pretty cool.
I guess I'll put this stuff on there because I'm not going to need it on the moon. Alright, so make sure your oxygen tanks are topped off. You don't need the gear or the mask, apparently, because the spacesuit does the same job.
Well, I mean, I just have the oxygen mask anyways.
Why are you glowing?
I don't know.
Maybe it's the oxygen mask. The oxygen mask is pretty cheap. You can wear it if you want.
I'm not glowing. What are you talking about?
You're glowing on my end.
I mean, I have my amulet just circling around, but that's
Well,
about
anyway,
it.
if you want to use this oxygen compressor, make sure you flip this breaker switch first, because being Galacticraft blocks, they leach power if I don't put a switch in, because of course. Although it does last a good time after, because I have these cyclic energy cables that kind of have an internal energy storage, so I really gotta replace these. I'm gonna replace all of this with aluminum wiring sooner or later.
Okay, so shall we go to the moon?
Yes, let's go to the moon.
Haha, we don't even need to use the...
Yes, we don't need no stinking rocket, and for once we're actually using this to get to somewhere in space. I think it's that way.
There it is. Okay, it's right there.
Ah, okay.
Whee!